Hi all, welcome to my week 4 PowerPoint presentation titled Generations. Now, according to the book, folks born between 1960 and 1980 are Generation X, and those born after 1980 are considered new millennials. Um, I'm a bit old, not that old because I'm not part of the baby boomer generation, but I am part of the Generation X. Which do share a lot of similarities with the millennials, but however, there's still a little bit of, the old baby boomer culture left in us. Therefore, we're sort of caught in between sort of two cultures, right? We are living in a time where, both Generation X and new millennials more often than not have a dual income family, right? Plus they have kids that they have to deal with. And so, being in the workplace, we tend to value more flexibility, flexible work arrangements like compressed time, um, telecommuting, telework, childcare, right? Added benefits, anything for us or for this generation, right, that has changed dramatically from before, where we have, um, in my perspective, probably more responsibilities and possibly less time. And so those are a lot of the things that I think about and that I have to deal with, along with, managing others as well. Now, being part of Generation X, I'm also part of the sandwich generation, as the textbook refers. Um, I have an elderly parent that needs elderly care, and so that's a schedule that I have to be responsible for. I'm also a fairly new dad, right? I have a 3-year-old son, and so childcare, daycare, other costs associated with it, and different schedules that a child needs, right, are all issues that Gen X and some millennials have to deal with, right? And both as a manager and as an employee, those are my concerns at the workplace. It goes towards my own morale and motivation, also with my productivity, but also how I view and how I deal with the employees makes a difference as well, right? As a supervisor, I want everybody to be productive, right? And achieve the goals that are set for us, so that we're efficient and effective as a team. And so, my number one task as a manager, managing different generations, is to get them all aligned, right, and moving in the same direction, right? Now, that's going to take, different approaches, right? Because there's different generations, different cultures, different needs, and different backgrounds. And so, like the book says, having employee-friendly policies helps the organization and the leaders within that organization address most, if not all, these issues, right? Whether it be flex time, right, for individuals that have other needs that have to deal with childcare, elderly care, having a dual income family, it's really hard to, get to the tasks that we need to get to outside of work, right? And if we don't have that, we tend to, lose productivity, right? And as the book mentioned, that 3 o'clock, you know, worriness sets in, right? How am I supposed to, pick up my child, right? And then I have to go take care of my mother, right? Or she has another doctor's appointment that I have to get to, right? And throughout the workday, if an employee is thinking about that, then they're not going to be productive, right? And in fact, if they have to think about that every day, they're not going to be motivated to do their job, right? As a manager, I want everybody to be on the same page, and also be productive, right? I want to be able to train them, develop them, give them the necessary skills, and also, you know, help motivate them by alleviating, the conflicts that they have outside of work as much as possible, right? And a lot of the theories, um, you know, helps prove that, right? Whether it be goal setting, or motivation hygiene theory, right? As long as we are able to identify, who these individuals are, right? Because not one single theory can solve the problem, right? There is no silver bullet. And so once we figure out, the different motivating factors, right, of whether it be the generation, or the individual, right, then we can begin by sort of addressing it, individually, or even as a group, right? But if an organization is able to implement, employee-friendly policies, and leaders are engaging, right, in a sense that they understand the needs of their employees, whether it be personal or training needs or developmental needs, and these are all factors that work into motivation, right? If these things are satisfied by the employees, the theories say that they create intrinsic factors, right, that motivate them, right, because they're associated with achievement, recognition, right, challenging work, responsibility, you know, and personal growth and motivation, right? But you can't really get to that unless you address a lot of the needs. And in conclusion, those needs are generational, right? With the baby boomers, you know, in comparison, right? Single family, right? 2.5 to 3 kids, and everything is pretty much taken care of, right? And as time change, social economic factors have made families into dual income families, right? And now you rarely see a single income family, and with generations that have elderly care and children, that becomes a great challenge. And so, as a leader, I try to do my best to identify the majority of the needs because I myself know that everything is different. And in addition, if I have the help of the organization, or if I have the flexibility of implementing different policies, I think in combination that would help keep motivation, morale, and productivity high in the workplace. And so I hope you enjoyed my presentation this week, and I will hopefully see you guys next week. Bye.